Welcome back, everybody. It's time to hear from both sides on the top political issues in a segment we like to call Two Sides.
And we welcome back from the right Republican strategist Terry Casey.
Good morning.
And here from the left, Democratic strategist Dale Butland.
Good morning, Tracy.
Well, the rules for this segment are very simple. We'll put 15 seconds up on the clock down there, put a topic on the table, and then let both gentlemen comment on it. When you hear this ding, the time is up.
All right, so let's get right into it. Dale, we'll start it with you. IBM announced 500 new jobs coming to Columbus. Is Governor Kasich building his job creation resume for re-election?
IBM's great, but Ohio's creating jobs in spite of John Kasich, not because of him. His Jobs Ohio program is in a shambles. It's out of money. It's in legal limbo. And don't forget that CEO they brought in bailed just a couple of weeks ago. Also, let's remember, 150 million taxpayer dollars to American Greetings and Diebold. They're now reneging on their job creation commitments.
All right,
well,
Terry.
in case Dale missed the Columbus Dispatch here, 500 jobs. Strickland wouldn't even know how to spell IBM, let alone get hold of the people at IBM to convince them. And then we had Friday, more jobs created with a big shopping outlet mall in Central Ohio. Kasich's working. We're down in unemployment, and it's worked great.
All right, Terry. The governor will beat big oil and get his tax increase on the oil and gas industry next year.
Well, I agree with Joe Hallett. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time, and maybe it's going to be part of an overall tax reform plan. But John Kasich is a determined guy, and boy, it's great to be campaigning on making sure big oil pays something, a minimal amount in Ohio. That's a great issue.
John Kasich wants to tax big oil in this state at the second lowest rate in the nation and then use the money for another tax cut that favors the wealthy. But he can't get it through the legislature controlled by his own party because they want big oil to get all the money. When you're Republican Ohio, sometimes the right hand doesn't know what the far right hand is doing.
All right, Dale, on that note, Democratic lawmakers are only going to play the role of spoiler in a Republican supermajority.
Well, I mean, I think nothing reflects the fact that the Republicans have gamed the system and rigged the game than this. 56,000 more votes were gotten by Ohio Democratic candidates for the House than Republican candidates, and yet Republicans have a 60-39 majority. Terry, tell me again about the will of the people.
Hey, the legislature is going to do the job, and so far, Dale, in case you missed it, we don't have 400,000 people unemployed in Ohio. Ohio is 5th best in the nation, 1st in the Midwest in job growth. The legislature is balancing the budget, not raising taxes, getting the job done.
All right, Terry, the era of Grover Norquist and his tax pledge is over.
Well, nobody in America really wants tax hikes, and I think a little bit of this is overblown. Basically, we're still waiting on the president to come up with what his plan is for a balanced approach that solves his overall $1.1 trillion. No president in history has ever had those kind of deficits.
The Grover Norquist reign of terror is almost over. It is ridiculous to sign a pledge saying you'll never raise taxes ever, no matter what. It's embarrassing that Republicans did this. We're going to need tax increases on the richest 2%. That's who Terry's party's trying to protect, millionaires and billionaires. As I said before, it's over, Grover.
All right, Dale. Terry says the heartbeat bill is dead. Is there still a pulse maybe for next year?
Like a bad penny, the Taliban wing of the Ohio Republican Party keeps coming back. Their goal, they are obsessed with controlling women's health care decisions, and their ultimate goal is to ban abortion in all cases, even in cases of rape and incest. This is a holy war for them. They won't stop unless women and the men who love them rise up and throw them out of office.
I get another 10 seconds, don't I? I mean, Dale forgets that part of the purpose of the legislative operation and why we have two branches is to make sure that what comes out is the best thing. And a lot of Republicans and right-to-life people have pointed out the heartbeat bill is unconstitutional, and that's its biggest problem.
All right, Terry, we've heard a lot about this in the Beltway this week. Does the president owe greater focus in his second term to issues of particular importance to the black agenda?
Well, I think a lot of people in the African-American community are legitimately concerned that in the first 4 years of the president, the group in America that's been the hardest hit with unemployment has been black Americans. And so clearly we need to focus on get the economy growing again, not more spending programs.
The idea that the president has some sort of secret black agenda is offensive and frankly smacks of some of that Obama only won because he gave gifts comments that Mitt Romney made. Black Americans, African Americans want what every other American wants. They want good jobs, good schools, equal opportunity, and an end to favor the rich policies at the expense of the poor and the middle class.
That bell, you hit bell. All right. Keith Faber.
My earpiece.
Will he have a more conservative legislative agenda than Tom Niehaus?
There's not a dime's worth of difference ideologically between Keith Faber and the man he's representing. They both, for example, were cheerleaders for Senate Bill 5. When it comes to right-wing conservatism in this state, Keith Faber and Tom Niehaus are the Tweedledum and Tweedledee of Ohio politics.
I've actually worked with Keith Faber, and he's a very smart guy, an Ohio State graduate, married an Ohio State graduate. He might represent a very conservative district, Salina, but he also knows he's got to work with a wide variety of state senators throughout Ohio, and they're going to work and make sure that what passes is what will be effective in Ohio.
And we thought things were going to calm down after the election,
no.
right? Never. All right, you can join in on the conversation. Thanks, guys. Join in the conversation. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and you get updates throughout the week on our website, 10tv.com.